Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sammy Ketchum, and we're back with another deck video. This time, I'm bringing you a Ultra Necrozma list for the Lost Thunder meta. This is probably one of the best decks that I've worked on. It's my favorite deck, so yeah, I'm gonna get this ready for the Lost Thunder meta. I just want to tell you right now, this deck is not on anybody's radar. Nobody is looking out for Ultra Necrozma. So, I mean, they're looking out for, the regular Necrozma with Marshadow GX. They're looking out for that deck because that deck was the best deck in the format. But, they're not going nowhere near Ultra Necrozma. Why is that? Is it because that Ultra Necrozma is weak to Fairy? Maybe. Is it because they say Ultra Necrozma is inconsistent? Maybe. But I believe that this deck has what it takes to do well in this format. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not the only one. Anywho, let's jump into this deck profile. We have two Ultra Necrozma. This is our main attacker. His main attack, Photon Geyser, for a Psychic and a Metal. 20 base damage, and it does 80 more for each psychic energy you discard. So if you attach more psychic energies, this could really get powered up pretty quickly, and you can smash, as you will, your opponents with a lot of damage. His GX attack is also very good if you want to use it. Sky Scorching Light. If you and your opponent are at 6 damage or less, you can put 6 damage counters on each of their Pokemon, which is very good. Very good for like spread, very good for knocking out 60 HP Pokemon. Jumpluff. But yeah, this GX attack is very good. On to the next. One copy of Dawnwing's Necrozma. I think in my last video, I actually went to one. Most of the other Malamar deck, the gas can version, also went to one. He's good for his invasion and, retreating purposes. I think the only reason that deck went to one is because they usually end up discarding it anyway, using Marshadow GX's attack. But this deck doesn't discard him. This deck actually attacks with Dawnwing Necrozma GX. You know what I'm saying? So, this deck went to one because of Zoroark decks, So I wanted to limit that. So, but hey, even at one, this card is still good. Its invasion is good. Its Moon Eclipse GX attack is great. It's actually a win condition of this deck. And Dark Flash isn't bad either, especially against Psychic Weak Pokemon. So, that's what we got. He works well with Ultra Necrozma, switching in and switching him back. So yeah, he's Ultra Necrozma's partner in crime. We have two Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele self-explanatory. Use her ability to get a supporter from your deck. Energy Drive isn't bad in here. I mean, you have mostly all psychic energies. You can use that. This deck can also use Tapu Cure GX. Tapu Cure GX isn't bad, especially against Shrine decks. So yeah, Tapu Lele is very useful in this deck. And that's why we have it at 2. We have 3 Malamar. Malamar is basically the energy acceleration of this deck. Once per turn, you can basically attach a psychic energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So yeah, it's pretty decent. And it's one of the things that basically people watch out for because they basically kill this off first because they know this is your energy acceleration. 3 NKs to go with the Malamar. Now this is a tech that I really love in this deck, Registeel. Registeel is basically in here to basically deal with all the fairy Pokemon. With only needing 1 metal energy and the other 2 energies for a Silver Fist attack being colorless, you can easily power this up. His ability basically says he takes 20 less from attacks. His Silver Fist, 60 base, and it does 60 more if your opponent's Pokemon has an ability. Well, Gardevoir has an ability. Ninetales GX has an ability. This will wreak havoc on both of them. Yeah, so this will wreak havoc on both of them. I love this tech in here, especially since we are using metal with Ultra Necrozma. So yeah, it's a very great addition to this deck. Alright, right now we have 2 Deoxys in here. This is actually going to change. One of these is going to change to Giratina. The Giratina from the new set. Of course, with it on the Giratina's ability, putting 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon, and being able to hit for 130. 130 is actually a magic number now because of so many stage 1 Pokemon or Pokemon that have 130 HP being able to hit. 1 Giratina in here is basically just fine. So one of these spots will go to Giratina, but the other spot will stay at Deoxys. You know, this will basically hit against the psychic weak Pokemon out there like Buzzholes, what have you, you know. 1 Marshadow. Use the ability Let Loose to it's basically like a free judge. I like it. You use this so you basically won't have to use up a supporter for the turn. Disruption. I like Disruption, and I finally decided to play something like this. So yeah. We have 1 copy of Oricorio. Oricorio is good for finding energies in the deck. It's basically just like Professor's Letter, except you put it on your bench. I know the other Malamar deck has basically been playing stuff like this. So, hey, you know, if the other Malamar deck can play it, why can't we? You know? And plus, you know, this could help find metal energies as well. I've got Ultra Necrozma, and now I have Registeel in here to also power up and get ready. So this is very, very useful. On to the trainers and supporters. We have 3 Cynthia. 2 Tate and Liza. Tate and Liza is very good with the switching ability and also the shuffle and draw 5. 2 copies of Judge. Just more disruption. Shuffle both opponents' hands and draw 4. So yeah, I mean, disruption is great. Especially when they algorithm, especially when they Steven's advice. And this is even more important now, so when people are playing Alolan Vulpix and they go Beacon and they search for Alolan Ninetales and another Pokemon or something, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you want the Judge though. You want the Judge that. You want the Judge those. You don't want to let them have Alolan Ninetales. Now, I mean, if they just miraculously get it off their Judge, off the Judge hand, or if they draw for the turn, hey, then they got it. But, you know, if you can prevent it, prevent it. You know what I'm saying? One copy of Lily for that first turn. You can draw up to 8 cards, which is very, very good. For Guzma, Guzma actually works really well with this deck with Alter the Moon and Dawn Wings to Cosmic GX. Yeah. So with all these switching cards and abilities, Guzma works really well with this deck to bring up your opponent's Pokemon, to switch your active out as well. For Ultra Ball, for Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure can basically find every single Pokemon in this deck except for Registeel. Three Beast Ring. I upped this count to 3 because of the new format. There are Ultra Beasts in this format that are basically going to be playing 4 Beast Ring. We need to keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? We need to keep up. You know, that's just it. You know, even though we only play 3 Ultra Beasts in this deck, having 3 in here will basically allow us to see Beast Ring when we need it. You know what I'm saying? If they knock out your Malamars, then, and they go to 4, these things come online. And these things are a lifesaver. They are a lifesaver, and they will get you going fast. And they can turn the tide in any game. I love this card. I love playing with Ultra Beasts. I love Beast Ring. 2 copies of Nest Ball. Nest Ball is very good. That's speed in the early game. Getting out your basics. 2 Choice Band. I cut this down to 2. There are more Shrine decks in the format than GX decks. So Choice Band isn't needed as much. But 2, you know, you gotta have 2. I was actually a really big fan of 3. But I cut back to 2 because I just think Beast Ring is more important. Other than that, I would definitely be playing 3. 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher to get back your Pokemon from your discard pile. And from to round out the stadiums, we have 3 Alter the Moon. Alter the Moon is very good with Psychic Pokemon to switch out your Pokemon. And also, this format is going to be stadium heavy. You've got Heat Prism, you got the Heat Factory Prism Star, you got Thunder Mountain, you've got Shrine of Punishment still running around. So all those stadiums in play, we've got counters for them. Not just counters, but stadiums that help you. Alright, we've got 7 Psychic Energies for your Pokemon. Malamar basically brings them back from the discard pile. The power of your Ultra Necrozmas, your Dawn Wings, your Deoxys, even your Registeel. So, yeah. We've got 4 Metal Energies. I added the 4th Metal Energy in here because of Registeel. Gonna really need it. We have Oricorio to help find energies. So that's what we got. And then we have 1 Beast Energy Prism Star. Beast Energy Prism Star is very good with your Ultra Beast. We've got 2 in here. So adds 30 damage and is any type of energy. So yeah. There are some notable cards that I want to talk about that could be included into the deck. The first card I want to talk about is Sightseer. Sightseer from Lost Thunder. I like this card. You know, you discard your hand and draw 5. In this deck, you could basically use this to discard psychic energies and draw more cards. You can use it to discard just about anything that you're not using at the time. If you mill your hand down to a low size and you don't have that much in your hand, you know, might as well discard it and play sight so you can get more cards. This is essentially better and decent than shuffle draw. You know, just drawing off the top of your deck is sometimes better. And I think this is worth an inclusion. Maybe 2, maybe 3 copies. You know. So, I mean, I'm testing this actually out online and I'm seeing how it works. But yeah, it's something to try out definitely for this new format. I like it. Onyx. Onyx is a good tech in here for decks that are weak against fighting Pokemon. This is good against Zoroark. Anything that is weak against fighting. Well, really Zoroark, because that's the main one. 4 energies, Land Crush 120. Times 2 damage is 240. So yeah, with your Malamars, you can get this powered up. Because it's colorless, all colorless, which is very, very good. It's a tech worth mentioning. And the last tech I want to mention is Wobbuffet. Since this is a psychic deck, I think this can maybe utilize it. Wobbuffet from Lost Thunder. Its ability says that Prism Star Pokemon have no abilities and they can't attack. So Diancie won't have an ability. Ditto Prism Star won't have an ability. Latias, they can't really attack. Any Prism Star basically will be shut out by this. If you think it's worth a slot, hey, try it out. You know, I just thought it was worth mentioning. I think this is very cool. I mean, if Prism Star Pokemon ever become that dangerous to where you would actually want to warrant this, then hey, by all means, Wobbuffet it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the deck. Let me know what you think about this. Like I said before, this deck isn't on anybody's radar. I mean, Ultra Necrozma basically right now probably is not even in the it's not even tier 1. But hey yo, I like it. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, you can go beyond your limits and go beyond plus ultra.